Okay, so I just finished the tortillas. I didn't do all of them because sometimes I don't need that many, and instead of wasting it, if I need more, I can always just add more oil and put them in the oil some more. But this was the first batch I did, so you can see the oil has drained and it's dried. This one is still shiny because it's the last one I did and it's still draining the oil. So this is the pan that I chose. I sometimes need two pans because it might not be enough. But I take that one tortilla and I put a spoon of the meat, probably about this size of a spoon. Put the meat, and then I put my onion and olives that I chopped up, and then I spread some of the cheese on it. Just get a good amount in there. And then I fold it up. Because remember the sauce, this sauce is already in the meat, and I'm just going to use that to add to the top. And then I just kind of roll it up like this. So it kind of, remember I was saying it's an enchilada, but it really looks like a burrito. So that's kind of what it does. Then I take another one and I continue. Every time I go to put meat in the tortilla, I mix it up a little bit more so it's nice and juicy from the sauce. See, like a spoonful. Then I'll take some onions, really chopped up onions and olives. Then I take some of the cheese, put it on there. Make sure it's in the center. Fold it out. So it's in the shape of what you would call burrito, but we still consider it enchiladas. And then we continue on each one. So another spoon, which is more than enough. Then some olives and onions. And you can add, if you want to add to this recipe, you can. Like I said, it started off with my sister. And I don't remember, to be honest, exactly every little thing that she put in there because through the years, I kind of made it my own. Like I said, she didn't do the sofrito. I'm doing the sofrito for the first time. Actually, of all the times that I've done this recipe, I've never added sofrito. But I really wanted to make it authentic Puerto Rican, so I added the sofrito in there. And the sazon, the packet that I showed you. So this is what I add. The hamburger meat, the enchilada sauce, the green one. It doesn't have to be this particular brand. It could be your own favorite brand. You can also use red. You don't have to use green. I just prefer the green. And then I do olives and onions. You can add bell peppers. You can add, oh my God, whatever you want. You know, if you have other stuff that you want. If you want to add potato, like squares of potato. If you want to add more cilantro, whatever, any other vegetable that you like, chopped tomatoes, you can also add chopped tomatoes. Whatever you want, you can make it your own, but this is like the basics of it. And so I'm going to continue to do that. And like I said, this was a 5-pound bag of hamburger meat. And the basic seasonings, again, were salt, garlic powder, pepper, and I normally would have put seasoning salt as well. I didn't have it, but I made up for it and even made it better with the sazon, the Puerto Rican sazon. And this, like I said, each pack of tortillas were 20 of them in there. I think I cooked maybe 33 of the tortillas. I still got a lot left over here. I just put the basic in. I guess I could have put tomatoes. Maybe I'll add tomatoes and some other ones. My daughter's filming me. She doesn't really like tomatoes, right?
No.
She doesn't even really like the onion and the olives. But I chopped it real fine, so I hope she can just ignore.
Recently, I won't notice it.
Yeah, she said that recently she doesn't really notice it, so she might not even really notice this because I've never chopped the onions and the olives up this fine.
Pretty fine.
It's really fine, so she would not notice it. Normally, I leave it a little bit bigger, and sometimes you'll be biting a piece and you get a chunk of an onion. She's like, oh my God, like, then it creeps her out.
You should, like, show, like, a handful of what it looks like, the olives and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Let me, so this is what the olives and the onions. And usually I don't mix the onions and the olives together. I did a few things a little bit different this time because I really was trying to make it authentic. But I decided, why not mix it together? I mixed the sauce and the hamburger meat up together. Why not? And then I'm glad that I made it more finer so that it doesn't bug. My kids are, let me tell you, very specific. They don't like certain things. They,
Everything you like, we don't like.
yeah, so, but sometimes I can't really change the recipe or it won't be what I consider it to be. So they kind of bear with me on certain things. Like, I guess I could add tomatoes, and usually what I used to do for her, I can't do it now. Well, I guess I can. If there's enough, I'll make like her own separate little pan where you just have the meat and the cheese. And that'll be her pan. And she knows it doesn't have all the other mixtures. And so she'll just grab from her pan. That's what I normally do. And if I'm able to do that this time, I will. We'll see how it goes.
Try to get a top view of
You
it.
just never know. You could do this with a spoon or you could do it with your hands. My hands are clean. I continuously wash them throughout the process. So I guess I could have put more of the, I'll probably do that. Let me get this top open. That's another thing I'll probably do is go ahead and add more of the sauce in the tortilla. See, some things I start adding as I start thinking about them later. I'll add, a few of them will be a little bit different. So like now I'm going to add a little bit more sauce just to make it even a little bit more juicier. But yeah.
This pan is hot still.
The daughter that's filming me is my youngest daughter. I talk about her all the time. It's Carolina.
Hi.
She's been through this journey with me of learning how to cook. And I try to show her what I'm doing. So if ever I'm sick or, you know, when I'm gone, the recipes have been handed down to her. And she could kind of get a feel for what my mother did. Because my daughter was only 1 month old when my mother passed away. So she didn't really get to know her or enjoy her cooking or her personality or anything. I mean, my mother got to meet her. Obviously, she hugged her and saw her. But Carolina doesn't remember any of it. So it's pretty much, I have to show her in videos and pictures what her grandmother was like. But it's ironic that my mother would have just been head over heels with her because she's so much like her. And this is a way that I can kind of show her what my mom was about. And hopefully through me, she can kind of get an idea. But I always tell her, you would have had the time of your life if my mother was alive because she would have spoiled her. My mother had a house with an extra bedroom, so she probably would have never been here a lot of times. I'm going to Grandma's house. I'm a little bit bored. She'd have had her own room over there.
What you should do for this one right here, instead of making like two, you should put one and cut it in half.
Oh, that's true. I guess I could do that.
But see how that works, so then it doesn't like fall into pieces.
These are hotter because I just made them. So yeah, she's been through this whole process of everything that I've learned how to cook. She's not going to remember it offhand, but she has an idea and she knows where to go to kind of get
most of the stuff to make it.
Most of the stuff to refresh her memory. But she would know how to do it if I ever got sick or, God forbid, I'm not here anymore.
Is it working?
Yeah, we're going to kind of cut those in half just to fit it. And then what I do is I kind of take this, see this is one pan. I kind of just run the juice over it. And then kind of take that same spoon and kind of make sure it's distributed evenly. Make it nice and juicy. I keep wanting to stick the spoon in there, but that's not what I really want to do. And then what I do, might need a little bit more over here. I run cheese on the top. So I spread it out like that. So when I put it in the oven, it melts. Try to make sure every little nook and cranny gets some cheese. But I'm going to use all the cheese because I need it for my extra pan.
Do you want me to turn off this pan because it's burning my side?
Yeah. I just left it in case I needed it. And then what I do, sorry, is I take foil and cover it at the top because it's going into the oven. And it has to be really tight, just as long as it's covered.
So it keeps in the heat.
Yeah. And like I said, it's only like 10-15 minutes in the oven. I usually do it 15 minutes. And then
It's pretty much enough time for the cheese to melt and for it to soak in.
Yeah, because everything's cooked. Everything is totally cooked. So you're just basically doing it to melt the cheese. Now I'm going to start another pan. And I kind of put all these pans. Oh my God. I guess I can use this pan.
There's one bowl of tortillas now.
So we still got more to go.
Do you want me to make some?
Yeah. I'm going to let my daughter make it because, like I said, she's been through this journey with me. And I always like her to get her hands in it so she could get a feel because I'm a hands-on person. You can tell me and I'm like, okay. But if you let me do it, I really learn it. So I'm going to switch places with her.
You get to see my
And
face.
I need to rest my back anyway. So do I just turn it?
Yeah, just turn it. Be careful if you press the buttons over here because then I'll switch it. And...
That's what I did. This video is actually going to be in 2 parts because by accident I touched the arrow and it stopped the filming. And I don't really have an editing process, so I can't put it together.
For this pan, is it the same thing that you were just doing? Or?
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
It was just a deeper pan.
I'm going to be a little bit slow at first because I'm
So this pan is old, but it is clean, trust me. And I don't really want to put foil on certain things. Like when I do my meatloaf and stuff, I do put foil and cover the base of the pan and foil on top. But you don't want to do that because when you cut into the enchilada, you don't want to by mistake get a piece of the foil and eat it.
Ew.
It would be torture. It would be like she's already trying to get through the onions and olives.
I don't want to be eating a piece of foil along with it.
So I'm going to try to get her over here doing this.
I guess because it's... I almost cut my finger. Okay. Put these away in the trash.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just took, normally I do.
I have acrylic nails, so they didn't cut me.
Fear of cutting myself.
That'd be bad.
And see, this daughter is a fast learner. She's the type that can see. She's just like her dad. She can see something one time and she got it down. She don't need you to repeat and repeat.
Be like, I got it. If I like get it one time, be like, I'm all good. I'm all good.
And she's loving my food, so. My other daughter's married, so we always invite her to see if she wants to come over and eat something, but I don't think she'll do today because she has to work at 8 unless she stops by and gets a plate before she goes, which I'll text her and see if she wants to do that because she does overnights. So she might really want some, but she's not an onion and olive person either, so it might be drastic.
You maybe have to tell her, oh, here's some enchiladas, and if she picks at it, she picks at it. If she doesn't, then you never tell her that it's in there.
Unless like I do a separate pan. I might do a separate pan. And then her and her sister she can give a plate to her sister and then take the rest for her. But I usually make a maximum of 40. That's what the meat will do.
Unless you like make tiny little butt burritos.
Yeah, that's true.
Depends
on how much meat you put in the burrito.
Yeah, that's if you want it to be like super thin. If you want it to be like if you're serving a lot of people, I would expect you to not make it this big. That would be what I would do. Like, I would try to make it like big, but it's like there's a lot of people and I have very limited sources of food to make this. Then I would at that point make smaller enchiladas. Because if it's a party, like, okay, here you go. Got an enchilada. Can't make the real deal, because if it were me, I'd be like, I want the big and juicy. But then that's a lot of money, again.
And you can always, if you don't really want to add stuff that people might not like, and you just want to do the basics like I do, the olives and the onions. And like I said, you can add potatoes and tomatoes and more cilantro and all that stuff. You can serve it to the person and just have a side like appetizer dish with the rest of those ingredients, and they can add to it.
It's almost like not everyone would know this. Like build a sampler, but it's like not.
Yeah,
it's like
that's perfect.
You put everything on the plate separated, and then you like if you want this, if you want not, just here's all the ingredients that it usually comes with. Put whatever you want on it, and then you'd be satisfied no matter what.
It's not something that you are saying, oh, it's too late, that can't be added. It doesn't taste the same. It will still taste the same.
It'd be like at the end
and
of
it'll
my
be
onions touched my olives.
to your taste.
I think she'd be fine with the onions.
I think so too, because they're really chopped up.
She used to eat like the big
she used to put on her finger.
On her fingers.
She used to pretend she had nails with those olives.
Olive fingers.
And I don't even think she's gonna notice the onion. I really don't think, because it's so chopped fine.
It's gonna be more like, because it's so fine, it's gonna mix in with the cheese and become like a squishy texture.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It won't be exactly like. It'd be different. It'd be a different story if it were big pieces, because you like when you do big pieces. I think people think I want them to know that there's an onion in their food.
Yeah, exactly. I love all that stuff because I was raised like that. So none of that stuff. The only thing that I do not like people to put in my food, I like it, but I want to add it according to how I feel or how hot it is like hot sauces or stuff like
I'd
that.
rather have that on the side like a dip.
Yeah, I like it on the side. So if it's too hot, I have enough time to go, oh, no. And if it's good, something I can tolerate, then I can add more to it. But once it's mixed in the food, it's a done deal. You're putting a lot in those tortillas.
I didn't mean to put a lot. It's like a bunch of big chunks. So it's like you either get a little bit or a lot.
Is that Poppy?
No. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't see the
Oh, my husband's coming home, so he's going to wonder what the heck we're talking to.
There's a piece of meat. Yeah, I'm going to eat it.
He doesn't normally work today, but he does some side jobs, so he was helping a friend put like a roof on top of something. I don't know if it's...
Hello. Mama. In the kitchen with me. Oh.
So...
¿Qué te pasa?
Estoy filmando.
Enchilladas. See, I sound very...
That's my husband.
He's like, hey. That's like me. I'm like, I don't want
friends.
Oh, I was looking for a cabbage.
I was like...
Yeah.
All those in here.
So, we're finishing off the last tortillas. I think there's enough meat. I don't think we're going to have to get more tortillas done.
Is there any more cheese, or did you... Oh, okay, you can grate
There's more cheese.
That scared me.
Yeah. See, I told you guys, we normally only use half a block. But now that we got the big block, we can, use it a little bit more.
I'm hearing it. It's weird.
So it's about that much tortillas left. I don't know how many that would be. Like, what, 6? 4?
There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh.
There's a lot more than I thought.
So hopefully we'll be able to finish. We might need to grate some more cheese.
The cheese part, yeah, because we have enough to put in the tortillas. We don't have enough to graze it on top.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where's the cheese? Hold on. Talk about cheese, I forgot the cheese. There.
So I'm going to let my daughter go ahead and finish that, and we'll be back to show you the end result. Okay? So we have put them in the oven, at least those 2 big ones. The small one really didn't fit, and I didn't want it directly on the bottom one. So I'm going to put that one in when these are done right there. My oven looks dirty, but it's really not. I just need to do the extra scrubbing with the easy oven off. Haven't had a chance to do that, but I did the broiler, but I didn't have a chance to do the oven. So, yeah, and this is the small extra ones that were left to do, the last ones. And we did all tortillas except one. Oop, I gotta change my foil on the stove too. I've been doing a lot of cooking in the last few days. I had just changed the foil maybe like 2 days ago, but I've been doing so much cooking, so tonight I gotta do the foil. It protects the plate here. But yeah, only one was left, so we'll try to figure out what to do with this tortilla. So out of the 40 tortillas, we did 33. I'm saying 32 or 33. That's all the meat that we had, and that was a 5-pound meat. So we'll have more tortillas. I bought actually 2 5-pound meats, but I only do one at a time. So I have another one in the freezer to do another date, and I have extra tortillas, but I will need to buy more olives and more of the sauce. So I'll let you see it when this is the 5-pound meat. When it's completely done in the oven, I'll let you see. So I'm going to show you what it came out. That was 15 minutes. I got the smaller one in there. I'm trying to open this so you can see what it looks like. Oh, I don't know why this foil is like sticking. Kind of looks like that is what it looks like. That's that flat one that we did. And then we have the other one on the bottom. And this is the bottom one. The first pan that we did. It was on the bottom of this flat one here. So I would say there's about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in this one. And there's about, God knows, probably about, I don't know, probably about the same amount, maybe a little bit more on this one. And then, of course, we got the small one in there. And that'll be done. And then I'll come back just to let you know how it tastes. Okay, so I got just a corner piece just to let you know how it tastes. Oh my God. So freaking good. The seasoning was perfect. So now I know the sofrito and the sazon, the authentic Puerto Rican, which is truly the #1 authentic Puerto Rican flavors from Puerto Rico, which is sofrito and sazon, makes magic. The best I've ever made. I'm using a spoon. I don't know why I usually use a fork. So we're going to let my daughter try and see what she thinks.
You gotta switch. Be careful with the buttons. Don't. Here. Hold it right over here. There you go. Am I trying it on the same plate? Hi.
Yeah. See what she thinks.
Sorry. I want to see.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to like cut it.
The best in all the many years that I've made this.
Come on.
Add the sofrito sazon.
I'm
It's
trying.
a
There's no
humongous
tortilla
difference.
on that. I'm trying.
Get some tortilla. I don't know why I got a spoon. I should have got a fork. It would have made it so much easier.
Ah! It won't come off the spoon. Hold on. Damn
Sorry,
it.
she's having technical difficulties. Oh my God. So what do you think?
Hold on. Oh my God, I'm
Does
so.
the
Whoa. Okay.
sofrito and sazon make a difference?
I don't taste the onions or olives.
Yeah, me either. I didn't taste onion. I'm sure it gives it flavoring, and I love the flavoring, and that's what the olives and onions do. But to actually chew it and say, I feel an onion or
it?
olive,
How you can see
You
the onions
don't.
on there. What's that? Oh, it's on my lip. Ooh.
so you think it's good?
Mm-hmm.
The best I've ever made since I added the sofrito and sazon?
It tastes like you made all of them the way I like it.
Yes. Oh, now I can make them with olives and onions. Now I know how to chop them fine, how to add the Puerto Rican seasonings, and it's a perfect dish. Now we got to wait for my husband to tell us what he thinks.
Who made it?
He's like the
Chill.
cook, so he'll let you know for sure. La primera vez que lo hago con sofrito y sazón.
Mhm.
It's good?
Very good.
Yes. My husband knows how to make this too, and he puts his own touch, his own flavor.
Sorry.
And he kind of taught me how to make it a little bit different, how to add the sauce in the meat already and not be adding it later unless you're just pouring it on top. So I learned a few good ideas from him, but that's our Puerto Rican enchilada. So I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up
Sorry.
and subscribe if you haven't already. And until my next video, take care.